Hi, I'm Graeme. I'm from Orange County, California. I'm a professional pilot. I enjoy travel, CrossFit, and skiing when there's great snow available. Growing up in a traditional Jewish family and being an immigrant to America, it was just myself, my little sister, and my parents. So we kind of all had to rely on each other because we were all new to America, all new to immigration. We really were close-knit, supporting each other. My parents were especially supportive of me growing up, putting me through a lot of activities such as sports, soccer, baseball, and really kind of encouraging anything that we wanted to do from a young age. My father had a great opportunity to come to America, to Los Angeles, to continue his work, his line of career with an airline out here, just to provide a better life for his family. And fortunately, we were all provided visas, and I was able to come to America at a young age. I think I was about 4 or 5 when I arrived to America. Growing up with my sister, it was just a typical relationship when when we were at a young age. Older brother, younger sister dynamic, a lot of fighting, a lot of squabbling, a lot of arguments, but that's just a natural part of growing up as kids when you have the older brother, younger sister relationship. Going back home and visiting family back in South Africa, or going home and visiting family in Israel, aviation, or that transportation or flying, really brought that dynamic aviation aspect into my life, because I kind of associated aviation with family, and that was really what's important to me. And while I didn't come out of the womb wearing aviator goggles and a long scarf, I naturally became interested in flying after I was interested in trains and transportation. Kind of the next progression to that was airplanes. I began to travel a lot as a young child, family vacations, like I said, going home, visit family, immigration aspects, stuff like that. I would say I was around 4 or 5 when I started getting into model aircraft. Being a pilot in my family, or being the first pilot in my family, was definitely something unique. My parents had no clue what it was, or what it was about, or what to expect. There's a lot of members of my family haven't even flown with me. I think my sister's only flown with me once or twice. My grandmother's never flown with me, and my parents, they don't go up frequently with me. They know what I do. They know I enjoy it. They know I love it. I know that they're supportive of it, but they're not as involved as I thought they would be. But that's okay, because this is something that's what I do. This is my passion, and again, I'm the first one in my family to be a pilot. So I soloed for the first time when I was 18 years old. I guess that's considered your first milestone of aviation, or first milestone of becoming a pilot. I'll never forget the first day I soloed in an aircraft. It was in Arizona. I was in college at the same time, and it was just something I've always wanted to do. Or I had no idea I was going to solo the day I did. I was going out for a general lesson with my instructor, and we parked the plane at the side, the engine was still running, and he just got out. He was like, okay, now just go do 3 takeoffs and landings on your own. And I was like, what? I'm not ready for this. I had no clue this was going on. And he's like, yeah, go have fun. You're ready. Go, do it now. And there I was, before I even had time to think. I was suddenly pilot in command of this aircraft without any preparation or mental preparation for what was about to happen. Gosh, I've flown everything from World War II surplus aircraft to Vietnam era training aircraft, to aerobatic aircraft, to trainers to just basically personal single engine and multi-engine aircraft. What I really want to experience, what I really want to get into is business jets or executive aviation. I've always wanted to try to fly a Gulfstream or a Citation 10, which is made by Cessna. These business jets are basically personal fighter jets in the future, and this is what I'm working toward now, basically flying business jets, because I think that's something that I would really, really feel passionate about. Working at the bank can get kind of stressful, and my hometown provides a lot of good trails, and I get my release or my relaxation from running. Running provides a sense of de-stress for me. I can go out for a run on a nice cool weather day like today. Some of the trails in Irvine or southern Orange County are really beautiful with a lot of nice live fauna and plants. And to me, running kind of symbolizes a challenge because I'm not very good at it. It's something you can always improve. You can always run faster. You can always get better. And something to do. I like to do it alone. I like to run alone, and it basically clears my head and everything. Besides the health benefits, it's just a good way to stay in shape, clear the head, and de-stress after a long day's work at the bank. Up a fairly new motorbike I got from a good friend of mine who was looking to sell his. It's a cruiser. It's 900 cc's. It's called a Vulcan by Kawasaki. The bike lets me experience freedom in a new way, I should say, and I really get a lot of satisfaction out of this bike. I took my classes. I took a safety course over the summer, and one of the things I look forward to in the fall, which provides really good riding weather, is picking up this bike. And my friend was nice enough to ride it all the way down to Irvine from Beverly Hills, trained me how to use it, and I've been riding ever since. If I could do anything today, on a nice day like today, I would like to take out trusty Super Decathlon, which is one of my favorite aerobatic aircraft. Flying aerobatics is like having your own roller coaster in the sky, yet you control the motion. The Super Decathlon, which I fly, has a pretty good roll rate, great climb rate, and you can put this thing through loops, through lumshaboks, through hammerheads, through snap rolls. It just performs. We're living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. Living on the edge. Being a pilot, when you fly for airlines or when you fly for a charter, you fly commercial, a lot of it now is systems management. It's managing the computer or managing the flight management computer. But aerobatics, you really get back to your stick and rudder skills, your basic airmanship. And that's something I would really like to do on a day like today. I definitely model myself 100% after my grandfather on my mother's side. I think a lot of what I see in myself, I would like or hope that I become this kind of person, what I see in my grandfather, what I saw in him when he was still alive. I definitely took a lot, or I'd like to say that I would like to inherit, or would have liked to inherit a lot of his traits. Hard work ethic, definitely integrity, a lot of integrity. He had a lot of integrity, a lot of compassion, and definitely a lot of love. He kind of looked at the bright side on everything. He looked positive, and he was one of the few people that I really admire, really looked up to, because you can see with him, hard work really paid off. And you know, he had a vision, he had a goal, he worked towards it, and didn't take no for an answer. Aviation related, there are a lot of guys to look up to in aviation, not just pilots, but people in the industry as well. I mean, you look at Elon Musk, the president of SpaceX, also from South Africa, another pioneer. He's right around the corner here in Hawthorne, making spaceships and rockets and just far out visionary. Another visionary who I look up to also in the aviation industry is Richard Branson, other side of the pond. He started an airline when everyone told him no, it's the worst idea. You know, there's a saying in aviation, how do you make a small fortune in aviation? And the answer is you start with a large one. The stage where I'm at right now is I'm trying to share my passion with others. So I'm an advanced aviation instructor right now. I'm looking to get more of an advanced instructor rating at this time. And you know, knowing or loving something is one thing, but to be able to teach it is a whole nother thing. Just because you have a love for something doesn't mean you can actually teach it well. And that's been my biggest struggle, is to be able to find the way to convey this knowledge. When I was young, when I was in my teens, I got accepted to probably the most prestigious aviation university in America. And you know, there was a couple family member or a couple people in my family who dissuaded me. Said, okay, you know, what if you get sick? What if you have a health problem later? You know, you can't be a pilot. You need a background. You need a more formal education. You need a more formal degree. And that's true of all pilots. I guess it did make sense in the long run. It's good to expand your background. Imagine if you went to a party and all I did was talk about flying and aviation. I would be the most boring person there. Nobody wants to hear all about flying 24/7. I work in finance as a career, but you know, I have my other interests such as working out, CrossFit, skiing, sports, that sort of thing, to keep my life in balance. I think that's the most important thing for me, is to keep my life in balance. I think that's one of the reasons why I enjoy flying so much, is the fact that I do not do it as a career at this stage of my life. Because if I did, it may lose its magic. If I flew every day, all day, it would become a job. It would become a job for me. And I don't want flying to lose its magic by being a job.